Hello, it's Helen from Journal with Purpose and welcome to my latest video. Today I'm going to share a flip through of my bullet journal pages from May so far and also my setup for June. The cover that I'm using is a personalised etched cover from Start Bay Notebooks. My dashboard card comes from Powder World on Etsy. And I'm using a Rhodia Goldberg. So I showed these at the end of my last flip through video, the beginning of my setup for May. So I've still got my special moments card in here, which I'm going to write on right at the end of the month. And the printables that I use throughout are the ones that I release on Patreon and in my shop every month. So this is how my calendar's looking so far, and I use this to always just record a few notes about things that I've been working on during that day. So I'll put down any appointments and deadlines, but also just a quick line. So video call with my daughter, painting, playing games. So at the weekend I'll just make a few notes of things I've done, or during the week things that I've been working on. And then these are the main tasks that I set out for every month, so the things that I really want to make sure I focus on. And then at the end of the month, I'll write down my social media numbers and also complete a quick review, and that usually focuses on whether I've been able to complete the main tasks, and if not, what's got in the way and what I want to change for the following month. And this is my master task list, and this is everything that I want to do for Journal with Purpose during the month, social media posts, HR work and things that I want to do around the home or for me. My gratitude log for the month so far, and also my habit tracker. And I still get asked lots of questions on this, how I complete it. So it's the dotted paper, and for the day that I complete the task I do 3 diagonal lines, and then for the next day I just do them in the opposite direction, and the same for the row underneath, so they're always alternating, so you get that lovely pattern. And it also then quite clearly shows you where there are any gaps, which is something I then like to look at the end of the month, and again just decide if there's anything that I want to change for the month coming up. This is my Be Proud pages so far for the month. So as I've mentioned before, this tends to be like the little things that I've done each day. So it can be things like re-evaluated my opinion on something and came up with a happier option, voted in the election, sorted out my homepage, that was on my website, released a new video, so lots of little things in there. And then my 1 line a day, just a quick summary of what I've spent that day doing. I might even put something like so much rain, yoga, anything like that, just so I've got a nice summary there at the end of the month. And this was my YouTube plan for this month so far. So I just jot down when I filmed it, when the video is edited and when I've released, and the same with my blog. And this is my mood tracker for the month so far. And then this is my Patreon schedule. And you'll notice I do this with a few things where I try and plan out my content for Patreon in advance, but I'll write them in pencil in case something else comes up which I think is more appropriate to share, or a hot topic. But then at the end of the day I'll write it in pen and just erase the pencil. So at the end of the month again I've got a really clear view of what content I've released. And then we get into my planning pages for each week and the daily task behind it. So again on here, so I'll write down any events that's coming up or things that I've been working on. My meals, so that's breakfast, lunch, dinner and snacks. And I use this sometimes to try and plan in advance, but if not, to at least make a note of what I've been eating, especially as I want to focus more on healthy eating. And for this one I did a Dutch door, I think it's the only one I did this month, and I then wrote some goals on the back. That's my main task I want to focus on for the week. My mini habit tracker, which is water, exercise, personal development and creativity. And then anything I know that I need to carry over into the following week plans, and that just means that I don't forget anything. And then these are my free-flowing daily tasks, so everything I'm hoping to get done during that day. And the washi tape I use is from London Gifties, and I think the stickers probably were as well. And the rest, this month's been quite busy, so I haven't done many Dutch doors. I've been focusing on a few other things, but the rest of the layouts stayed exactly the same. And then again, just with my daily tasks behind it. And these were last week's pages. And I tend to just use one coloured Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen for the headings, and then a Tombow ABT or Zebra brush liner to just add some shading around the boxes. So this is my plans for this week so far. As you see, I tend to then fill these out at the end of every day unless there's something specific I know already that I need to get done on those days, and then I'll fill that in usually on a Sunday. And then this is my setup for June and my calendar, which I still need to go and add some of my tasks and deadlines in there. And I've started having a think about the main tasks, but what I tend to do is at the end of the month, so once we get to the end of May, I'll then carry forwards any tasks that I didn't get started on and start thinking about other things I want to get done that month. So I've got things like a Wanderlust class coming up and also the index card challenge. If you follow Gypsy999 on Instagram, you might see this is a challenge she's starting in June, and it goes through June and July, where you create something on an index card every day for those 2 months. And I believe there's going to be some prompts released, but at the moment I've got some of these and just wanted to have a quick go to see how I felt working on that size. So did some simple collaging and stamping and stenciling, and then did a little sewing around the outside for the border. So I'm really excited about that. I might do some filming on YouTube of a couple of the index cards, or certainly a video at the end once I've done them all. So then this is my setup for the month. Nothing's really changed in terms of what I do. I'm so happy with how it all works for me. So I'm really just leaving it exactly as it is. And that's one of the things I love, is that once you do get something that works really well for you, you can tweak little bits, but you pretty much know kind of what you want to use each month. So I really hope you've enjoyed seeing my most recent bullet journal pages. I'm nearly at the end of this goal book now. I started it right back in January, so that was worked perfectly for me, that it's going to have fitted 6 months in there. And it has 224 dotted pages. So yeah, I've checked, that should cover me for June. And then for July, I'll be setting up a new bullet journal, and I imagine I'm going to be using the goal book again because it just works so well for me. Well, I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope you're doing well. As always, a huge thank you to everybody who's supporting me over on Patreon. Thank you ever so much for watching. I look forward to speaking with you really soon in my next video.